Did I not have my life? Apparently not, guys. Sorry, guys. I didn't even realize it. If you can hear me, let me know. I just now realized. All right, there we go. Now can you hear me? For some reason, I did hit the live button, and I don't know what happened, so I'm back. Do I need to go back over those documents again, guys? Sorry, guys. If you want me to go back over and put a 1 or say yes or whatever in the thing, and I'll go back over the documents again. Look at the head on what, Pitts? I hit live stream earlier before I hit my countdown. I don't know what the hell happened, guys. Sorry about that. Do you need me to go over these index pages again, guys, or did you guys get a good look at them when I had them up there? All right. Looks like everybody wants me to present these documents again. Give me a second, guys. I just don't know what happened there. What happens when you take a month off from YouTube? All right, let's do this again. All right. All right, I'm going over the pages from the index on the discovery, guys. So sorry about that. Once again, I am so sorry. Here's one page from 2017 of all the people that have been interviewed. Ann Spaeth, Evan Fritz, he is, at the time, was a high school football player at Delphi High School. Mackenzie Sandusky, she's one of the girls' friends. Maya Abbott, I'll get to her in a minute. Nicholas Zopp is the one who posted the photos of Abby on the bridge all over the place. We all know who Raleigh Voorhees is. Paige and Tiffany Rosebacher, friends of the girls also. Betsy Blair, I don't know what her role in this, but she is a nurse. That's all I can tell you. Sarah Carball is the woman who was at the bridge and saw allegedly Richard Allison standing on the first platform. As you can see, Keegan Klein, he's definitely in the discovery. He's been mentioned 2 or 3 times in there. Hope DeMello went to school with the girls also. We all know who Bree Wilbur is, Chase Wilbur's sister, which was Kelsey's ex-boyfriend, Chase was. You've got the AutoZone interviews, and we got down to the bottom of that. There was a confidential informant who was being interviewed out there in Peru in regards to this case. John Henderson, he is, if he's the correct John Henderson, he is a defensive coordinator coach for the Delphi High School football team. I don't know if he's still there, but that's the last thing I knew about this guy. And Joyce Walker, we know, is Kathy's sister. Let's see. Then you got Carl Abbott. Carl Abbott owns a funeral home in Delphi. It's called Abbott's Funeral Home. So I would imagine that he was the one who took care of Abby and Libby when they were brought to him. So we all know who Daniel Pearson and Dave McCain is, Raleigh Voorhees, Sarah Carball. Teresa Liebert. Teresa Liebert is the woman who lived off the private drive that saw the unknown person on the private drive, and that's where the young BG sketch came from, was from Teresa Liebert. Let's see. And we got the video, the audio that's on here, but even though we can't play it, it either got both girls on there or one of the girls on there looped. You got a male voice on there. Then you come down here to F and G, and it has 2 male voice loops. So is that telling us that there was 2 people on that audio, or does it mean it's just one and they looped that one voice? And remember when everybody thought Disney was involved with the photo? Not at all. It's all NASA. They're the ones who did all the enhancements and everything they can do to try to enhance BG's face. We also got the Hoosier Harbor Store photo of Alan's vehicle, the 2016 Ford Focus. right here, guys, if anybody wants to see these text messages between Libby and Abby, you're going to have to send me a request because it's a video, and when you play it, you're going to have to pause it every couple seconds to be able to read what's on here. So if anybody wants that, let me know. And then we have Alan got a buccal swab. You've got Alan requesting for his buccal swab to be sealed. They did a Google search on a phone number, and I don't know who phone number that belongs to. So sorry, guys. Let's see. And right here, Jay, one of the things that really caught my eye is they did an employment record check on Richard Allen. As you can see, let me blow it up here a little bit. Apparently, Richard Allen worked at Chrysler. And who else do we know that worked at Chrysler? TK and BH. And then you have a subpoena for somebody's Frontier or phone number. There's a phone number right here, and I don't know who that belongs to. Let's go to the next one. Don't need that one. All right. Steffa, I will call you back. I'll call you back, Steph. All right. Let's get back to this. Is there a reason why? What is it? Stop, Steph. All right. Sorry, guys. And it looks like there was an attorney that filed an. Give me a second, guys. Hold on just a second. Well, I guess Steffa was letting me know that my share wasn't working again, so I had to back out and come back in. Let's start all over again, guys. Sorry about that. If you guys have all seen this, let me know, and I won't share because I see a comment by Goth Girl, because I know a lot of these weren't released, but I know they were released for a very, 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 very short time on a Facebook group, and they were asked to be taken down, and that was a while back. So if you guys want to see these, let me know, and I'll keep presenting them. If not, I'll get off here. All right, let's do this again. And Spike, Evan Fritz, he was a teenager that went to Delphi High School. He was interviewed. Apparently, he was the one that was seen on the private drive, and that's where the young BG sketch came from. Mackenzie Sandusky, she was another schoolmate of the girls. Nicholas Zope, he was the one that was responsible for posting Abby's photo on the platforms when she was on the bridge. We all know who Raleigh Voorhees is. Paige and Tiffany Rosebrock were also schoolmates of the girls. Betsy Blair was a nurse. I don't know what her part was in this, but all I can tell you about her is she was a nurse. Sarah Carball, the lady that saw Richard Allen on the first platform. As you can see, Keegan Klein. Hope DeMello, she also went to school with the girls. We all know who Bree Wilbur was. AutoZone interview with a confidential informant back on the 3rd of October of last year. John Henderson, if I'm correct, he is the defensive coordinator for the Delphi High School football team. We all know who Joyce Walker is, which is Kathy's sister. Let's see, next. Carl Abbott. Carl Abbott owns the funeral home in Delphi. It's called Abbott Funeral Home. So I would imagine he took care of the girls when they were brought to him. We all know Daniel Pearson, Dave McCain, Riley Voorhees, Sarah Carball, Teresa Lieber. She is the one that saw the young BG on the private drive, and she's the one that this young BG sketch came from. And then you got on this the enhancements, girl voice, male voice. Now, what caught my eye on here was there was 2 male voice loops. Does that mean there was 2 male voices, or does that mean 1 male voice that was just looped? As you can see, NASA's the only one that did anything with the photo or the actual video. We got here the video for Alan's vehicle on a Harvester store camera. Don't need that one. This one right here, sorry guys, if you guys want this, these are text messages between Abby and Libby that you would have to, it's in a video form, you would have to play and pause and able to read everything that's going on. And there's a name Ricky that's mentioned in there in these texts, but I'm not sure if that's Richard Allen or not. And there's some other names that are brought up in there too. So, and then you got Allen's DNA buccal swab, and he asked for it to be sealed. And then you can see right here, they did an employment search on Richard Allen, and apparently he worked at Chrysler. Thank you, Kathy, for the super sticker. Thank you very much. Let's see. Not that one. Let's see. And here we have, it shows that there was 2 phones recovered. I don't know if they were recovered at Richard Allen's home, but they were Motorola phones, and you can see the IMEI numbers on them. So we do know back then they said that there were 2 burner phones that they could not trace back to anybody. I don't know if these would be the ones that they were looking for or what the circumstances were with these 2 phones here. And it looks like one of the sheriffs hired an attorney for representation. For what reasons, I don't know. They don't explain nothing there. Don't need that one. Let's see. Don't need that one. Now, there has been talk that Richard Allen was possibly using Poshmark to contact females. I can't collaborate. I can't verify. It's just speculation or rumors, but here is the call sign that people are interested in is at OZP EP123. So, I mean, he's got to have, he was making contact somewhere with females. It was online on some platform somewhere. We just don't know where it was. So I thought I'd bring that up. It shows that Richard Allen also had a motorcycle at one time, and we've heard over the years that a motorcycle or something might have been at the scene. We just don't know that yet. He also had a Ford Focus 2011. Let's see. He also had a 2006 Ford 500 SE, which is a truck. They interviewed Kathy on the 18th at her home, October last year. They interviewed Richard Allen at ISP headquarters or wherever they interviewed him at. Now, David Walker, I'm not sure if that is Kathy's sister's husband or if that is Kathy's brother, because I know she had 2 brothers, and we know one is deceased, and the other brother lives in Delphi as we speak. Let's see. Okay, then we got more interviews with Kathy Allen on the 18th. Richard Allen, David Walker, interviewed by Detective Vito from ISP. Janice Allen interviewed at home, which is Richard Allen's mother. And then you got Kathy Allen again being interviewed by ISP by Detective Harper. There's the John Henderson I was talking to you guys about. And these are just all the interviews. And then they transported Richard Allen to the Carroll County Jail on October 13th, 2022. I don't know if that was for an interview or what that was for. So that's basically what those are boiled down to. So You guys give me your thoughts and your reactions to what was put out there. Digital, I'm not really sure. They were leaked, but from my understanding, they were leaked to an individual, and then he threw a rant and he started putting everything out there. I can't collaborate if he's the one who did it or not. But to me, it almost sounds like they're trying to take a jury pool by putting all this stuff out there. There's a lot more out there I know of. I just haven't got my hands on it yet. But when I do, I'll make sure that I'll let everybody know. Whoa, let's go back here. Sorry, guys. Like again, I forgot to hit the live stream. I thought I did, but I didn't. Yes, Goth Girl. Correct. That's what is being said, that Evans is a young BG sketch. Let's see. The CI. Are you talking about Alan's daughter's husband? Goth Girl? Oh, everybody's well, I can tell you right now that once I received these index pages, there was a show that was done questioning the validity of these index pages. So when I got them, I forwarded them to an individual that has direct contact to the prosecutor and asked them to ask if these are legit documents. I got a call the next day that advised me that these documents are legit. Then that is the best you can get, is if the prosecutor's agreeing that these are legit documents, they're legit. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. All right, let's get back up here. Oh, Ricky's a classmate. Really? Goth Girl, do you want to come up on panel here and we can discuss a little bit about Ricky? If you'd like to, I'll put the link in the chat and pull you up and we can talk about it. Hey, Vicarious, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm half blind too, Marbles. There you go. Ozpec was the Poshmark account, or unless they were using that same call sign on different accounts. Let's see what digital says here. Any chance the girl's voice on loops is someone else besides Libby and Abby? Wonder why it doesn't name them or call them victims' voices. They want to protect they just want to protect a lot of that stuff, guys. I mean, you got to understand that. That's all I see. The index, basically, all it is a breakdown. Is exactly what's all in the discovery. That's what the index pages are. It's basically a table of contents. That's all it is. And I see, yes, correct, Olivia. And I also tied Keegan and his dad to the Poshmark accounts. They've got Poshmark accounts also. When I looked them up, and I'll be damned if it wasn't all females that were followers or following them. All females. The messages. All right. Let me put my email up here, and you guys can email me if you want those messages. There's my email, guys. Those text messages, if you guys want those, I'll send them to you. Just email me and I'll get them to you. All right, me too. I wonder, I've lost my spot. Well, that's another thing. I was just watching Fig's thing earlier. I don't know if you guys watched that thing that Fig posted a little earlier with Doug Carter. Doug Carter basically came out and said that the young BG sketch and the old BG sketch are the same person. And honestly, I don't see a resemblance whatsoever, because you don't really change in looks that much over the years, unless you put on 100 pounds and you just don't look recognizable. So we got a Kate Smule. Nice to see you, Kate. So who's Coach Kev's? Do you believe he was on Pinterest? Okay, I'm gonna have to look up Pinterest and see if we can find that. Goth Girl. Let me put the link in here in case somebody wants to come up. There's the link, guys. Anybody wants to come up? Goth Girl, I'd like for you to come up so we can discuss a little bit about Richard Allen. Because I've been having a hard time trying to find somebody that really knows him personally. I mean, I've reached out to a couple of people that I know him, but they've never got back with me. Well, at Digital, we all have our different opinions on who Young BG Sketch is. I mean, I have looked at several different people, and I mean, like Doug Carter says, a sketch is not a picture, so you can't really go off with those sketches, what they are to me. Hey, TTM Fangirl, good to see you. Nobody wants to come up, huh? So let me see here. Yeah, I'm trying to get her up here, guys. I don't know if she. I mean, Goth Girl, if you want to hide your face so nobody knows who you are or whatever, that's fine. You can just use your meme or your avatar. Yeah. Hold on a second, guys. People are just blowing me up left and right on my phone. Ridiculous. Oh, I see. Ruckus said that my live froze, and that's what happened. There's Bruce. Hey, my man Bruce. What's going on, buddy?
What's up, man? How you doing?
A long time no see, bro.
Well, I'll tell you this. I don't want to get in. I talked to Randy. I was a little worried about Randy.
Yeah.
But I have. I'm just gonna make this short and quick. My job was shut down 4 different times several months ago from people on YouTube, and I hadn't even been on their channel, but I know why. But that's all I'm really gonna say. I just come up to say, hey, it's good to see you. It's good to see everybody. You're still working hard at it. I'm really proud of you, man.
I appreciate it, man. I mean, there's a lot of work when it comes into this case like this, especially when you're not getting documents and they're not being transparent with everything. So we've got to do what we got to do to try to get information, so then that's what I do. So
yeah, nothing wrong with that. And you do a good job. You've always done a good job.
But I want to say they are thinking about cameras in the courtroom, guys. I'm telling you that right now. I got a call from I got a call Monday from program director or wherever they are over one of the news stations that I've been in contact with for quite a while now. And they advised me they got to be in Delphi tomorrow at the courthouse because they were recommended by, I don't know if it was the state attorney general or if it was the Supreme Court when it came down to this, but they'll be up in Delphi tomorrow checking out the courtroom to see if it's possible to put cameras in the courtroom where they could broadcast these hearings and stuff live. But I'll know more by Monday or Tuesday if it's actually going to happen or not. Hey, Mark, good to see you, buddy. You there, Bruce?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Okay.
Yep, I'm here.
Vicarious, I do not give information out like that. There's a couple people in here who know who my contacts are, and I prefer not to give that information out. Sorry.
Yeah, you got to keep people. You got to keep, got to keep people like that in the,
Right, and I also got word today also too from one of the news stations that allegedly there's supposed to be more documents that are going to be dropped tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait and see if that happens. If there are documents, I would imagine it's probably going to be the prosecutor who's going to rebut everything the defense did today. So Yes, Charlie, I basically know a lot of what Ruckus knows. Yes, I do. I've been asked. That's why I haven't done any lives. I'm strictly Delphi right now, guys. I'm not going to jump on one case and then it slows down and jump on another case, and then something big pops up on Delphi again, and I got to stop the other case I started running on, and they go back to Delphi. So I strictly want to work on this case alone. Okay, and I was asked maybe a month ago, if that, to keep everything on the down low with the documents being released. And that's what I've been doing, and just sitting on stuff until I seen Ruckus went ahead and did it, and he dropped a couple, and I'm like, well, you know what? They're out there. I know a lot of people have seen them. I'm going to go ahead and present them and just let people think what they want to think. And what I'll do after I'm done with this live is I'll those index pages, I'll put them on my Facebook group so everybody can have them. Oh, Kate. Let me guess. Hold on. Kate. Kate. I think I know who you are, Kate. I think I know who you are. It's curious. It's got to be on Bruce's end. That's not my end. What's Bruce, that? You got feedback or something on your end. There you go. Let's see. What the hell, Steph? Frank's contact is Mr. Mouse. It's supposed to be Mickey Mouse, Steph, not Mr. Mouse.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you go. That's a lot better.
Okay. If the static's out, I'll fix it again. Sorry, guys.
Jumping Jack Flash asks, does anyone know if the McCains or RA hung around the girls' softball fields? I cannot answer that for you because, I mean, I don't know about Richard Allen. I can't say anything about him because his daughter might have played sports there. I don't know. So that's just more information that we got to try to gather. Mr. Mouse is more formal.
I mean, I could see probably KK because he fantasizes about young girls, but I don't know. You know, again, Frank's right. We don't know, even though this guy and this other guy are just both creeps.
Right. I mean, I'm Richard Allen all the way, guys. Just from the fact that him having phone conversations with his wife and his mother from Westville Prison, admitting to doing what he did. I mean, what other evidence do you need? Don't try to pull this crap. Oh, he was under mental distress. I don't want to hear none of that shit. He got the documents well before all of his acting skills started coming out. Once he got the discovery and he saw what they had on him, that's when he started freaking out and acting like a little, excuse my French, a little bitch. Excuse my French, guys. Sorry about that. You know, man up. I understand that you don't want to go to prison or the death penalty put against you for something that you did, but if you man up, you might not get the death penalty. Think about that, Richard Allen. Even though you're not watching, I'm sure your wife is or your family member is. You know, so. Oh, and yes, I still on the fence as if this moment in time that there's more than just Richard Allen involved. Until you show me something different, that there was nobody else involved, there's more than one person involved. That's just the way I feel about it. Just the totality of the crime, the alleged staging of the crime scene, the whatever else they did at the crime scene, you know, that would mean to me it would have to take more than one person. Because if you think about this, getting the girls across the bridge, down both hills, get them across the creek, do what they did to them, undress one of them, stage the scene. How are you going to do all that but with one person? I mean, it's not impossible, but I'm trying to put myself in the position of Richard Allen as the lone wolf here. I don't think myself that I would be able to stage a scene and do everything that was done from the bridge down the hills, across the creek, whatever, and all that stuff, and get it done in an amount of time. Because in my mindset is if I've committed a crime like that, the hell with sticking around at the crime scene. My ass is getting the hell out of there. Period. And I don't want to hear none of the psychosis stuff, none of that either, because you still can think a little bit clearly when you got psychosis. Let's see. I mean, and then people question me about, well, what about Nick McClelland saying that they're looking at other actors? Yeah, look at the other actors, but that might be a ploy on him also to stretch out the case to do more investigating. That might be the reason why he did that. We just don't know. There you go, Vanessa. Oh, Kate Small. And the prosecutor said that day one, with Doug Carter standing right behind him. Ooh. Good one, Kate. I'm open to the truth, but the lone wolf theory is a hard pill to swallow for me. I'm right there with you, V. Right there with you. Steffa, more than one. Elio said there were more than one involved. Yeah. Let's see. Cat sits on some very powerful information. Hey, Steffa, is this the person that me and you were talking about the other night that I know, that I've been in the courtroom with, and you told me, Ruckus is back. There he is.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey. I don't know what I was live, dude, and I didn't even realize it, and then I looked up and it wasn't live anymore.
Oh, okay. All right.
So
no worries.
Steph, let me know if it's the person that you were talking about the other night, if that's Kate. The one that was going to some type of meeting with ISP and all that stuff. Yeah, I then went through everything again, Ruckus, and explained the names to people and the looping of two male voice, the two things versus male voice loop. I went over, they found two Motorola cell phone burner phones with the IMEI numbers on them. So I've went everything over with everything with everybody. And I explained to everybody about what's taking place tomorrow in the courtroom as far as the news station. They're going to go in there and see what they can do as far as possibly putting cameras in, if there's going to be room for it, because there's only several of us that have actually been in that courtroom, and the gallery is awful small, okay? The gallery is half the size of the actual courtroom where the judge's bench, the prosecutor, the defense table, and the jury box is sitting. It's not even half that size, so I don't know how they plan to put cameras inside that courtroom.
Well, I hear they don't use the microphones either, or they haven't.
Well, I have never seen a case in Indiana where they broadcasted live.
No, I'm not talking about going live. I'm talking about in the courtroom. It's very quiet. The judge doesn't use the microphone and all.
Oh, see, that is true.
Yeah.
There was times when I'm like, man, can she speak up because you can't hear her?
Yeah, I've heard that several times.
Sparky Doo, Evan Frick he was a student at Delphi High School. He played high school football there. A lot of people say that he was the guy that was on the private drive, and that's where they came up with the Young PG sketch. I don't know. That's just speculation or rumor. I don't have a 100% fact on that. What's up, Sleuth? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, I know I thought that's who you were, Kate. Yeah, I know who you are. So, what do you have to say, Ruckus, about all this? As far as the index pages, and I think the live went off and froze where nobody can hear us, but give us your opinion on what took place today and the index pages.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the index pages, all that information is the prosecutor's prosecution of Richard Allen. So you have to read between the lines. You have to know what you're looking at, raw data, to attach anybody else to this case. So,
Right.
I mean, there's people that think that nobody else is involved, and I'm okay with that. I mean, we all have opinions and all that.
Exactly. And like I said earlier, man, I said until they show me proof or some type of evidence that he was the only one that did this, I'm sticking to that there was more than one person. Period.
Well,
Until
right
you
now,
show me different.
everything that's out there right now
Mm-hmm.
is leading to a lone wolf. But
Right.
I also know how LE operates. And that 2019 presser, that was weird. They were up to something. So I don't take any of that shit at face value. They use the media all the time. Law
Well,
enforcement does.
when it comes to Doug Carter, he was using so much cryptic language, man. It was just like, how are you supposed to decipher what he's meaning by this? I mean, he's leading on that there's more than one person involved. Then he's taking both sketches and saying it's the same person to me, even though you're not supposed to take a sketch and refer to it as a photograph because it's not. Neither photo resembles each other, period. And like I was explaining to everybody else, you do not change looks that much as you get older. You might put on a few pounds, you might get some wrinkles here and there, you might get some gray hairs, but your looks really don't change a whole lot.
Well, we do have on the index, we do have the interviewees, the people that were interviewed.
Yes.
We do have that, but we don't have the transcripts of that. So we
Right.
don't know what they said. I mean, someone could have seen him and thought he was a younger person because of his height,
Right.
all that. But the information that the raw data that I have got and looked at, and it's the same stuff. It's just like that audio that I put out. That's the same audio that's been around for 6+ years.
Right.
So, I'm looking at the same raw data as everybody else is, and some people have a different opinion. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
No problem with that.
me too. I took the audio and I ran it through a couple apps of mine, and I basically got a lot of the distortion out of it and the background noise. You could clearly hear that it sounds like people talking, but you can't. To me, my opinion is I can't distinguish what's being said. I
Yeah,
hear
but
people
there's
saying
something there. Now, law
Yeah.
enforcement may have
the original.
but there may have been with the guys in Down the Hill. At the
Mm-hmm.
same time, somebody may have been saying something that they didn't want anybody to know. Just like the bullet, they kept that a secret all that time. So,
Well, that was brought up back in right from the beginning. There was rumor that they had found 40 caliber rounds of ammunition out there, but nothing was ever brought up about it until last year.
I never heard anything about it personally. But I came in last October, so. But
So
you have to remember that law enforcement keeps things close to the vest for a reason.
mhm.
There was people confessing to this crime that had nothing to do with it.
Right.
Yeah, so you have to remember that. And it's not, I'm not trying to be, a know-it-all or anything like that, but I do understand how law enforcement works and their tactics and what they're
Right.
doing. So, everybody that is like anti Doug Carter and all that, he's doing his job and he's doing a great job.
Right.
And
Uh,
the defense team is doing a great job as well.
right.
You know,
I mean, we're not taking the defensive side, guys. We're just saying that the defense is doing what they're supposed to be doing as his legal team, even though more than likely than not, they know he did it, but they got to do everything in their power to get him off. That is what their
absolutely.
job is. And Deb makes a very good point here. She said Ellie's ideas of what happened changes over time as they discover more, just like our ideas of what happened. Exactly. Good point. Thank you for putting that out there,
do
Deb.
everything they can, Frank, to save his life. Is what
Yes.
they're doing. That's what it boils down to.
Oh, who else is on panel?
That's Bruce. Bruce
What's up,
Davis.
Marcus?
Oh, hey, Bruce. How are you, bud?
I'm good, man. Hope you're doing well too. What's up, Sleuth? Hope you're doing well.
Is Sleuth on panel or is he in chat?
He's in chat.
Okay. Hey, Sleuth.
Yeah, the Carter situation, I honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong. You got one bad apple out of cops. There's always going to be one bad apple, and Ruckus can vouch for that. It doesn't make all cops bad,
Yeah,
but
it's usually
just
me.
but the way Carter's went about this is just mind-boggling. Like I said, with the cryptic messages he's putting out there and talking about you can't compare a sketch with a photo, but if you put two sketches together, you get a photo. That just don't make any sense to me.
No.
You're contradicting what you're saying. You're saying you can't compare a sketch to a photo, but you could take two sketches and make a photo. What the hell is that?
Well, he's doing it for a reason, Frank. He knows the information. He knows what they have. See, and this whole thing, I'm new to this whole YouTube thing. Law enforcement uses information, evidence, interviews, confidential informants. Nowhere where you see sources
Right.
ever. They use confidential informants. So, journalists use enforcement sources. I don't use sources. I don't even understand that term, to be honest with you.
Hey,
But Doug
Kate's
Carter
got
is doing everything for a reason. He knows. He knows
Kate.
what's going on.
This is directed to you from Kate. I'm really interested in Ruckus sharing more about why Ellie does what they do at certain times. Any more insight?
Yes, they're doing exactly what they should do. If there's somebody that they need more information on, they're going to use confidential informants. And there's a difference between a confidential informant and a witness. So you need to remember that. A witness will say, yeah, I saw or heard this. And that's hearsay. If they get on the stand and testify, even if they're a detective, well, somebody told me this, that's hearsay. Well, I heard that he did, that's hearsay. But if it's recorded, or if it's a phone call that's recorded, all that, it's no longer hearsay. Now you're a confidential informant. You're not a witness anymore. That's a big difference. And there's a few confidential informants that we don't know who they are that are involved with this case, and they're listed in this discovery.
Right. Let's get to Four Pits here. He said, well, okay, why did Ellie go in without a signed warrant? If they got permission from Kathy or Richard at the police station before they got the warrant signed by the judge, that's all they need is permission from the homeowner to go search without a warrant. And then if they tell them to stop, they have to stop, according to what Ruckus, me and him talked about this too. If they are told to stop searching until the warrant gets there, they have to stop searching. And then that's when everybody saw all the photos that came out when Liggett pulled up and had a piece of paper in his hand and was handing it to Richard Allen. It was more likely the search warrant.
It may have been. It may have been for the vehicle. We don't know. Now, if you know that you're going in there and you're looking for specific things, you should have a search warrant. You should. But Kathy was at the police station and she was in an interview. She may have signed off on it. She may have said something that led to them to believe that they needed to search that home. So we don't know all of that yet.
Exactly. SOS from SF. How could any witness, even if they were far away, claim that RA had a full head of thick curly hair, especially if he was wearing a hat?
Because that wasn't Richard Allen.
No, it wasn't. Let's see. Then we got see-through Pitts. Yeah, I do not think they'll bring the timestamp on it up in the documents. Kate is saying, so they use confidential informants going forward. Could that be why they let Keegan Klein keep running Anthony Stott's account to watch and catch the other? That's what I think happened. I think they released him in 2017 so they could trace him and find out who else he's talking to through that Anthony Stott's account, who other creeps, I should say. That's how I feel about it.
Law enforcement does, and I've been over this before. Law enforcement does not play with CSAM. If you have one picture on a device of CSAM, you're going to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200. If you want to snitch, you can do that from jail. Why did they not lock him up? What's more important than CSAM? They knew about the Dropbox. They knew about the Anthony Shots account. They had all his digital information. What's more important than that? A double homicide of two young girls. That's more important than that.
Oh, and something came to my mind real quick. Remember when that raid happened in Delphi a few months back?
Yes.
Stories from the Stone reached out to me. I don't know if you know who he is. He has his own Facebook group. He goes to the walks and all that stuff. Well, he's friends with the guy. And he messaged me earlier this week. And I'm going to read the message to everybody and tell you what happened at that raid. Okay.
Are you talking about Solace?
No.
Okay.
Becky and them have a rental property right there in town. And there was a couple houses down that were raided. That was raided. Let's see. Let me find it. What is it? Can't think of his name. Well, basically what happened was allegedly this guy had come across a laptop or a computer or something, bought one. I don't know what the circumstances were with it, but he found some child pornography on it and he called the law enforcement about it. Well, apparently he says he was asleep and all of a sudden they kicked the doors in, flashbanged the whole house and everything, and they questioned him and he said he never went to jail. So that was what allegedly took place that day at that raid. That's what I was told from my friend who's friends with that guy. If I believe it or not, it's hard to say because like you said, Ruckus, if you get caught with any type of CSAM in your computer, you're automatically going to jail. Period.
11 times out of 10.
Right. I mean, what made this a different story and with the Keegan Klein situation? If it was me or you, man, we'd be buried under the jail. You know that.
Well, it's fluid. You know, they're working this case. It's fluid. It's still going on.
Kate likes Story from the Stone. Story from the Stone, he goes and visits grave sites from well-known people and stuff like that. But, well, we've been on here about an hour, guys, a little over an hour, even though we missed like 15 minutes because I didn't realize that the live stream had froze. But I've gone over everything that I needed to go over tonight. Like I said earlier, I got word today that allegedly there's going to be more documents that's supposed to be dropped tomorrow. So I'll be up bright and early checking my emails. So if anybody needs anything from me as far as documents or whatever, here is my email. Email me and I will send what you guys request. And I'll go ahead and post everything else up on my Facebook group so you all can see it on my community page for YouTube. But I just wanted to come on here for a little bit because I hadn't seen nobody and everybody ain't seen me in it's been about a month actually. And get some of the rust off since I ain't been on in a while. But once we get more information, guys, more documents come out, you know where to come. Come to my channel. Come to my pages, my platforms. I'll have them all. So until next time, guys, Ruckus, I appreciate you coming up. I thank everybody that came in and hung out tonight. Thank you. Loving each and every one of you. A lot of you guys know how to reach out to me. If you need anything, email me and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Once again, you know what time it is. Peace out. One love, guys. Good night.